Welcome to another edition of the Assemblies of God Sunday School Lesson Plan. Today's lesson is for July the 6th, 2025. The title of today's lesson is God Answers Job. We're continuing on with our treatment of the story of Job. We learned how Satan had triggered all the problems experienced by Job. We learned the depth and breadth of these problems. We learned about the friends of Job's attack on him verbally and accuse him of bringing it on himself. We studied Job's defense of himself and learned about his frustration at God. Now we're going to learn about God's response to Job. Job 38, 1 through 11. Then the Lord spoke to Job out of the storm. He said, "Who is this that obscures my plans with words without knowledge? Brace yourself like a man. I will question you, and you will answer me. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me if you understand. Who marked off its dimensions? Surely you know. Who stretched the measuring line across it? On what were its footings set, or who laid its cornerstone? While the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy. Who shut up the sea behind the doors when it burst forth from the womb? When I made the clouds its garment and wrapped it in thick darkness? When I fixed limits for it and set its doors and bars in place? When I said, 'This far you may come and no farther. Here is where your proud waves halt.'" I think all of us who have traveled to different events have embarrassed ourselves from time to time. Maybe we didn't recognize a very prominent person. I know I've made a fool out of myself a few times. I've mistaken the presenter with just another attendant twice over the years. I was so embarrassed because both times the presenters were world famous. Job had this happen to the ultimate degree. He had spoken about God as if God was merely another person. But friends, God is unique. God is infinitely above us. We cannot even understand God's thought process. We cannot imagine the depth and breadth of the thought process of God. Job 38, 12 through 21. Have you ever given orders to the morning or shown the dawn its place, that it might take the earth by the edges and shake the wicked out of it? The earth takes shape like clay under a seal. Its features stand out like those of a garment. The wicked are denied their light, and their upraised arm is broken. Have you journeyed to the springs of the sea, or walked in the recesses of the depth? Have the gates of death been shown to you? Have you seen the gates of the deepest darkness? Have you comprehended the vast expanses of the earth? Tell me if you know all this. What is the way of the abode of light? Where does darkness reside? Can you take them to their places? Do you know the paths of their dwellings? Surely you know, for we were already born. You have lived so many years. You can hear the sarcasm in the voice of God in these passages. All the questions are rhetorical questions. God did not expect an answer from Job. The answers were so obvious. Job had no business questioning God's right to rule. God continues to question Job in Job 39, 26 through 30. Does the hawk take flight by your wisdom and spread its wings toward the south? Does the eagle soar at your command and build its nest on high? It dwells on a cliff and stays there at night. A rocky crag is its stronghold. From there it looks for food. Its eyes detects it from afar. Its young ones feast on blood, and where the slain are, there it is. God continues to ask rhetorical questions. Job 40, 1 through 5. The Lord said to Job, "Will the one who contends with the Almighty correct him? Let him accuse God, answer him." Then Job answered the Lord, "I am unworthy. How can I reply to you? I put my hand over my mouth. I spoke once, but I have no answer. Twice I will say no more. Job realizes he does not know enough to question God. Now, friends, it's interesting to note that Job did not retract his statements that God punished him without merit. Maybe Job still believed it. Job only acknowledged that he didn't have the right to question God. Job 46 through 9. When the Lord spoke to Job out of the storm, brace yourself like a man. I will question you and you shall answer me. Would you discredit my justice? Would you condemn me to justify yourself? Do you have an arm like God's? And can your voice thunder like his? You know that poor Job was terrified when God told him to gird himself up like a man. Job 40:10 through 14. Then adorn yourself with glory and splendor, and clothe yourself in honor and majesty. Unleash your fury of your wrath. Look at all who are proud and bring them low. Look at all who are proud and humble them. Crush the wicked where they stand. Bury them all in the dust together. Shroud their faces in the grave. Then I myself will admit to you that your own right hand can save you. This presentation follows the same scripture reading and sequence as the Radiant Life Adult Sunday School series. Series is published by the Assemblies of God. You can order your copy by calling them at 855-642-2011. It's an excellent Sunday School series. Now, friends, I'm not an employee of the publishing company, nor am I being paid for this endorsement. I am, however, a licensed Assembly of God minister.